My last video covered the original Were Creature spawn. Now let's cover the new one, the Edron Were Cave. This spawn is located in Edron, towards the southwest of the city through the apartments. No access is required, but there is a quest to get access to some mini bosses located here. The spawn has 2 floors and tends to be highly contested, since it is one of the best spots for a solo mage, but also paladins tend to take the pulls by the entrance, so it tends to be hard to get, but the spawn can be shared if you talk it through. The best lab is just across the east side of -1, but depending on the levels, you might need the entire lab of -1. Additionally, it's also possible to hunt -2, although it will be worse experience. And these are the main creatures of the spawn, but you also encounter werewolves in -2, and even though the spawn can be hunted early on as level 100s, it does get better if the EK is 150 for the range etc, but that's completely optional. With that said, let's start with the lab. Just kidding, this lab is simple and straightforward. You just go through each room in the direction of your choosing, skipping the southwest corner and towards the entrance. I personally prefer counterclockwise, but both of them are pretty much the same. Some things to consider for hunting this spawn is that it is the best place to do werefoxes and werebadgers. The bears and boars are faster on Greenbelt, but you could finish them all here as well. Also, in our case, this was one of the best spawns where we killed 3 men without a druid. Not recommended by any means, but if you're missing one, you can still hunt here. Since the rooms are pretty open, you can semi-kite the pulls and heal with pots. But also the paladin can take the lead into the rooms to take aggro and kite them. On our 3-man hunts, we were doing around 950k raw as level 130s, and with a druid, it went to around 1.1kk. And in the case of the EK being 150, then the experience could go even higher. I did a 3-man hunt with AED and RP, which is a bad combination, since the sorcerer is the most important vocation for this spawn, but regardless, the experience we were doing was over 1.2kk with 2 level 160s and RP level 130. And in the case of hunting -2, which we had to do at some point, the experience there was of around the 850 to 900k. Additionally, the creatures in here lower skills often, so I don't recommend the use of Otito, because when you use it and then you get the skills reduced, you're still taking extra damage, so don't do it unless you're comfortable enough to do so. As for the mini bosses I mentioned at the start of the video, these are all soloable bosses that are just a slightly harder version of their counterparts, so anyone over level 100 can do them. And that's all I got for this one. Taking into consideration how contested the spawn can get, I personally would prefer to hunt Greenbelt over this, since both are very similar on experience. The difference will be in the bestiary, as you get werebadgers and foxes here. If you like the content, consider subscribing, check out this playlist for more team hunts. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Tuna Hero, Night Star, and Tortoise Slasher.